Hi everyone, it's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations, and in this video I wanted to share this little Thanksgiving table decoration to put at each place setting, or maybe to carry a little tiny gift for a hostess if you are visiting someone this season. And I've used some of the products from the Stampin' Up! Holiday Mini in the Spice Cake Designer Collection. Here I have some of the fabric, one of the buttons, and here is some of the Spice Cake Designer Series paper as a filler. So let me just go over that real quick of how I put that together. I started with a piece of early espresso cardstock measuring 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's just a quarter sheet of our 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. I ran that through the Big Shot with the Textured Impressions folder, the vintage wallpaper. It's a beautiful pattern and provides a really pretty texture. And then on the back, I turned it over and I put a strip of sticky strip here and then along the middle. And I'm going to show you how I assemble that. Just pull that red line off. On this particular project, you could also use designer paper to wrap this and put it together, and then you could probably use snail, but with this image that's dry embossed like this, you need a stronger adhesive, and that's why I use sticky strip. Okay, first I'm going to fold it over like this and just match these edges. And try to match the ends. I'm sorry if I'm getting too close. This is a better way to do it. Okay. Then I'm going to, I have the sticky strip right there that I put in the center, and I'm just going to press that together. Okay, so there's the basis, and really easy to put together. So now what I did is I took some of the designer fabric, and you could probably use about 16 inches, but how I did that, because I wanted these little raveled edges, I just cut a little snip on the fabric, and then I just ripped it straight up and got this line of fabric to use. You could also use ribbon, but I think this gives it a really homespun look. So I'm going to do this, and I have some extra here, so I'm going to try to maybe save a piece for another project. And I'm just going to tie that in a knot. Kind of, fingers not wanting to cooperate today. Okay. Because I have too much extra, I think, and I'm trying to save. That's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to knot that like that, and then I want to trim those edges, but I don't want a straight edge, so I'm going to try to do it and show you how I just rip it up. Just put a little snip and then rip it. Okay, and again on this side, and just pull that edge off, and gives you a little raveled edge. And pull off the little strings. Okay, so that gives it a really pretty look. And so now I'm going to take one of the buttons, and it's a really large designer buttons, and this is a piece of linen thread, and I want to be able to, the ties to come out the back. I want it crossed in front, and I want to tie it around that strip of fabric. So what I'm going to do is just thread it through from the front first and do both sides in an X. Okay. Then I'm going to come back through . Okay, and then just cross it here. Okay, so that gives a pretty finish on the front. And then I'm going to just wrap it around the fabric, just go through beneath, pull it tight, and I'm going to tie a bow. And I'm going to leave these little edges on here because I think the little linen thread bow tails hanging is a pretty touch. Okay. Alright, so then I added a Happy Thanksgiving little tag here at the bottom, and I used Teeny Tiny Wishes, y'all know that's one of my favorites, along with the word window punch and another punched piece, which is the Modern Label Punch from the Designer Series paper Spice Cake. And I'm going to put a little Tombow glue on the back of that. And just add that right there to the bottom. Now I want a little bit of filler. You see, you have a little space there where you could put some treats or maybe even a little candle in there. But what I did is I took my paper cutter, my tabletop paper cutter, and I cut up some strips of the designer paper in really thin strips, okay? Makes really good filler. And I'm just going to ball it all up. Maybe I'll use these others as well. Okay, and then I just tucked it into the top there. The more you wad it up, the more tame it is. Okay, and I've got it tucked in there. Just wrinkle up that top a little bit more. And there you have a real little cute little treat. Oh, my glue didn't dry. Little treat bag that you can give or use on your table this Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, email me at lisa@inkinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.